In this video, we'll be discussing about an important statutory complaint, that is Contract Labour Act 1970. What is Contract Labour Act 1970? The Contract Labour Act 1970 is a significant piece of legislation in India that focuses on regulating the employment of contract labour and, in certain cases, calls for its abolition. The primary objective of this act is to safeguard the welfare, working conditions and rights of workers employed under contract by establishing clear guidelines for both employers and employees. The act ensures that the contract labourers are provided with basic amenities such as drinking water, canteen, restrooms and first aid facilities. It also stipulates fair payment practices, working hours, and prohibits the employment of contract labour in jobs that are deemed perpetual or essential to the industry. Through this, it aims to prevent the exploitation of workers who are employed on a temporary or casual basis and ensures that they enjoy conditions of work similar to permanent employees in certain cases. Objectives of Contract Labour Act 1970. The primary objectives of Contract Labour Act 1970 are to regulate the employment of contract labour in various industries and establishments, ensure proper guidelines for both employers and contractors. Abolish contract labour in certain circumstances. To provide for abolition of contract labour in sectors or jobs where the employment of contract labour is deemed unfair or exploitative. To protect the interests of contract workers by ensuring fair treatment, adequate wages and welfare provisions preventing exploitation. To establish a legal framework for registration of contractors and employers, enforcing regulations that ensure compliance with provisions of the Act. This ensures that the contract labourers enjoy better working conditions, legal protection, and a safe work environment across industries. Key definitions of Contract Labour Act 1970. Now let us understand the key definitions in Contract Labour Act. Contract labour: workers who are hired by a contractor to perform specific works or services for an establishment but not directly employed by the establishment itself. These workers are engaged through intermediaries that are called as contractors. Establishment refers to any place where business or industry is carried out, including factories, offices, workshops, or any premises where goods are produced, services offered, or work is conducted. Contractor: any individual or company who provides or supplies contract labor to an establishment. The contractor is responsible for hiring, payment, and management of the labor as per the agreement with the principal employer. Principal employer: the entity or the person who has overall control over the establishment and employs workers through contractors. The principal employer is responsible for ensuring compliance with the Act, particularly regarding the welfare and working conditions of contract workers. These definitions set the foundation for understanding the roles, responsibilities, and legal standing in various stakeholders under this Act. Applicability of Contract Labour Act. The applicability of Contract Labour Act 1970 are: the Act applies to any establishment where 20 or more employers or workers are employed as contract labour on any given day during the previous 12 months. This includes industries, factories, offices, or other workplaces where in the private or public sector. It also applies to every contractor who employs 20 or more contract labourers in an establishment. Contractors must comply with the provisions of the Act concerning the welfare and working conditions of contract labour they supply. However, this Act does not apply to establishment where the work is of an intermediate or casual nature as defined in the Act. Specific exemptions may be granted by the government under certain circumstances. Benefits of Contract Labour Act. Now let us understand the benefits of Contract Labour Act. Welfare provisions. The Act mandates employers to provide basic welfare facilities for contract workers, such as clean drinking water, sanitary, working condition, and first aid services. These provisions help maintain the health and safety of workers in the workplace. Minimum wages. Contract labourers are guaranteed wages that are no less than the minimum wages set by the government. This ensures fair compensation and protection from exploitation in terms of payment. Security of employment. The Act enables abolition of contract labour in cases where it is considered exploitative or unnecessary, thus enhancing job security for workers. By regulating the use of contract labour, it prevents its misuse and provides legal safeguards to workers' employment rights. Rules of payment under Contract Labour Act. If the contractor fails to pay the wages to the contract workers, the responsibility of payment falls on the principal employer. This ensures that the workers receive their wages even if the contractor defaults. Timely payment and compliance with minimum wages. The principal employer must ensure that the wages are paid promptly in accordance with the minimum wages laws set by the government. This regulation protects contract workers from wage delays and underpayment. Deductions under Contract Labour Act. Adherence to the Payment Wages Act 1936. Deductions from the wages of contract workers are allowed only as per the specific provisions laid out in the Payment of Wages Act 1936. This ensures that no arbitrary or unfair deductions are made from the wages of the workers. Transparency in deductions. Employers are required to inform contract workers about any deductions made from their wages. This prompts transparency, ensuring that the workers are aware of and understand the reasons of wages deductions. Fines and penalties under Contract Labour Act. Now let us see what are the fines and penalties under Contract Labour Act. Employers who fail to adhere to the provisions of the Act are liable to pay fines which can be up to 1000 rupees for each violation. This serves as a deterrent against neglecting the welfare of contract workers. Harsher penalties for repeat offenders. For employers who continue to violate the Act despite penalties, the law provides for stricter measures including imprisonment. This ensures that the repeat offences are taken seriously and curbed effectively. Mode of payment under Contract Labour Act. Cash and check payments. Employers are required to make wage payments to the contract workers either in cash or through checks. This ensures that the workers receive their dues in clear and trackable manner. Record maintenance. It's mandatory for the employer to maintain detailed and accurate records of wages payments made to contract labor. This helps in ensuring transparency and accountability in the wage disbursement process. Prohibition of unauthorized deductions under Contract Labour Act. The Act explicitly prohibits any unauthorized deductions from the wages of the contract workers. This is to ensure that the workers receive their full entitled wages without any unlawful deductions. Contract workers have the right to contest any deductions they believed are unauthorized. This empowers them to seek redress and maintain their financial entitlements, prompting fairness in wage practices. Employers' obligations under Contract Labour Act. Employers are required to register their establishment under this Act and obtain the necessary licenses. This ensures that the employer is recognized and compliant with the regulation governing contract labor. Compliance with welfare provisions. Employers must ensure adherence to welfare provisions for contract workers, including providing basic amenities like clean drinking water, safe working conditions, and first aid facilities. This commitment enhances the well-being of contract laborers. Employers are obligated to maintain accurate records of the contract labor employed, including the details of the wages paid. Proper documentation is crucial for transparency and accountability, enabling effective monitoring of compliance with the Act's provisions. Employees' rights under Contract Labour Act. Equal pay for equal work. Contract workers have the right to receive wages equivalent to the permanent workers performing the same tasks. This provision aims to ensure fairness and prevent discrimination in wage distribution. Access to welfare facilities. Contract workers are entitled to basic welfare facilities and mandated by this Act. These includes amenities such as clean drinking water, first aid facilities, and safe working conditions. Ensure their health and safety in the workplace. Grievance reporting. Employees have the right to report grievances regarding non-compliance or exploitation to the appropriate authorities. This provision empowers contract workers to seek redressal for any violations of their rights, ensuring accountability among the employers and contractors. If you have any questions or queries related to this video, please do comment in the comment section. I'll be happy enough to answer all the queries. And if you like this video, please do subscribe and share among your friends. Thank you very much for watching this video. Have a nice day.